Zane was running. Not because he was late for class, and not because he was in trouble. Okay, maybe a little bit because he was in trouble. The school guard's voice echoed behind him. "Stop, Zane." Zane just laughed, easily hopping a small fence. "I was just testing your speed, sir," he yelled back over his shoulder. He ducked into the old junkyard near the school, his favorite hiding place. Leaning against a stack of rusty cars, he tried to catch his breath. "Safe," he whispered to himself. Then, beep. Zane froze. What was that? It wasn't his phone. He slowly peeked around a pile of broken TVs. Something was glowing. A faint, pulsing blue light. Curiosity got the better of him. He moved closer, pushing aside an old microwave. There it was. It looked like a watch, but not like any watch he'd ever seen. It had a sleek, black metallic band, and in the center was a glowing blue symbol, shaped like a twisting X. Zane felt a pull towards it. He reached out and picked it up. It felt cool and heavy in his hand. "This is either super cool," he muttered, "or super cursed." He decided to risk it. He strapped it onto his wrist. Click. The watch locked itself into place, tightening around his arm. Zane gasped, trying to pull it off. "Hey, I didn't agree to this, but it was no use." The symbol began to spin faster and faster. A deep, robotic voice spoke directly into his mind. Morphix system activated. Zane's eyes widened in disbelief. He gulped. "I'm so dead." Suddenly, holograms erupted from the watch, surrounding him with images of strange creatures, glowing icons, and forms he couldn't recognize. Zane flailed his arms wildly. "Stop, stop. I don't speak robots." In his panic, he accidentally smacked the glowing center of the watch. Boom! A blinding flash of light exploded from the device, engulfing him completely. Zane screamed as a strange energy surged through his body. He felt himself stretching, changing. His hands morphed into fists of blazing energy. His feet lifted right off the dusty ground. When the light finally faded, he looked down at himself. He wasn't Zane anymore. He was Pyrox, a flaming, floating creature made of pure fire and incredible speed. Zane looked at his new, fiery hands. "Why am I on fire?" Before he could process it, he shot into the air like a rocket. Whoa, how do I stop? He crashed headfirst into a giant pile of old tires, sending them flying. Then he shot upward again, this time hitting a refrigerator and denting it. He spun through the air like a human fireball out of control. This is awesome no terrible no sum. Just as he started to get a tiny bit of control, a loud mechanical growl echoed through the junkyard. From behind a rusted-out truck, a giant metal drone rose up. It had menacing red eyes and sharp, weaponized arms. A targeting laser locked right onto him. Zane just blinked, hovering in midair. That is not normal. The drone fired a laser beam. Zane screamed and instinctively zoomed away, the beam sizzling the air where he'd just been. Why is this happening to me? In his panic, he threw his hands forward and accidentally fired a massive blast of fire. It slammed into the drone, making the huge robot stumble backward. Zane stared at his hands, then at the smoking drone. I did that. The drone recovered and charged straight at him. Zane's mind raced. Okay, superhero brain activate. He started zipping round the drone, flying circles around its head, confusing its sensors. Then, seeing an opening, he put all his new energy into one final blast. It hit the drone dead center, sending it flying into a huge junk pile. The robot exploded into a shower of sparks and metal. Silent Zane floated down, his fiery body flickering. He was breathing hard, shaking. I just fought a robot. The watch on his arm beeped again. Time limit reached. Zane yelled at his wrist. Time limit. What time limit? Another flash of light, and just like that, he was himself again. He collapsed onto the ground, panting. Then a slow smile spread across his face, and he started to laugh. I have powers. He looked at the strange watch. I have powers. Meanwhile, from a dark building overlooking the junkyard, a hidden figure watched the entire scene on a monitor. A distorted voice spoke into the darkness. So, the Morphix is active. Zane's face appeared on the screen. The figure smiled. Let the game begin. Zane walked home, trying his best to act normal, but he couldn't stop the huge grin on his face. He whispered to himself, "This is gonna be the best summer ever." The watch on his wrist glowed softly. Warning, unknown entities detected. Zane stopped walking. He blinked. What?